Hello students, today we will do Civics Chapter 3 State Government. In this chapter we have already done Module 1. Now we will do Module 2 of this chapter. In this module we will read about the functions of the state legislature, how bill becomes an act, and something about governor, chief ministers, council of minister and advocate general. And at last we will read about press conference. Now let's begin our topic. The first heading is the presiding officers. Students, the assembly is led by the speaker and the deputy speaker who are selected by MLAs. The speaker presides over the meeting of House, ensures peacefulness during debates and proceedings and maintaining law and order. The deputy speaker presides over the House in the absence of the speaker. Moving ahead, we will read about the functions of state legislature. The first function of state legislature is to make law on the subjects included in the state list: public health, law and order, agriculture, police, land revenue, etc. come under this list. These laws are made and modified according to the need of the state. Legislature can also make laws on the subject under the concurrent list like marriage, divorce, election, education and electricity. The draft or the proposal to pass a law or to change an existing one is known as bill. Bills are of two types. The first is money bill and the second is ordinary bill. Ordinary bill can be introduced in either upper house or lower house, but the money bill deals with the financial matter and can introduce only in the lower house of the state legislature. Now moving further, we will see how a bill becomes an act. First, the bill is introduced in either of the house, that is upper or the lower house. Then it is discussed and debated in the house by the members. Amendment and changes are made if necessary before it is put to vote. After the majority of members of one house votes on the bill, it is sent to the another house for vote. And if this bill is passed in that house also, then this bill will be passed to the governor. And if governor approves it, it becomes an act after the final decision of the governor. Now, who is governor? The next heading is governor. The state government is headed by the governor. However, the real authority is with the council of ministers headed by state chief minister. Students, just as the president is the head of the center, the governor is the head of state. He works as the representative of center in the state. He is appointed by the President of India on the recommendation of central government. He may also be removed by President on Prime Minister's advice. A governor holds an office for a term of 5 years. Moving ahead, we will read about the powers and the functions of the governor. As the governor is the constitutional head of the state, all the administrative decisions are taken by him. He appoints the leader of the majority party in the assembly as chief minister. And on chief minister's advice, he appoints the council of minister and advocate general. This we will read further. No bill can become an act without his consent, that is, without his approval. He can issue an ordinance if legislature is not in session. Every year, he or she ensures the presentation of state budget in the state legislature assembly. In times of law or order failure, precedent rule can be declared in the state by his or her. In the circumstances, governor runs state administration or on the instruction of the president. Now, what is the eligibility criteria to become a governor? A person can be a governor if he is the citizen of India and completed 35 years of age. He may or may not be a resident in that state. Means if a person is living in Jammu and Kashmir, he could be the governor of Uttar Pradesh. Now, the next heading is Chief Minister. Chief Minister's position is similar to that of the Prime Minister in central government. He or she is the head of the state legislature and the Council of Ministers for the term of 5 years. Now, what are their functions and powers? Now, CM advises the governor for the appointment of ministers. Second, he allocates the department of the State Council of Ministers, presides over the meetings, cabinet and council of ministers and coordinates their work. CM also communicates with all executive decisions of the governor. He advises the speaker in preparing for the meeting of legislature. Now, what is the eligibility criteria to be the CM? First, he should be the citizen of India. Second, be a member of state legislature. If a person is elected as CM, then he should not be a member of legislature. Then she must be the member within 6 months and has completed 25 years of age. Now, further we will read about Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers are chosen by the CM from among the legislature. If they are not the member of legislature, they must be elected within 6 months. There are 3 categories of councils of minister. The first is cabinet minister, second is minister of state, and the third is deputy ministers. Each cabinet minister is in charge of independent department given by the government such as education, health, industry or agriculture. Each such department is called portfolio. The minister of the state usually work under the cabinet minister and the deputy minister help the cabinet minister and the ministers of states. The CM and council of minister work as a team, so take the collective responsibility to the Vidhan Sabha. If a vote of no confidence is passed against any minister of council, the entire council has to resign. Now we will read about the Advocate General. He is appointed by the governor of the state. He gives advice to the executive and the legal matters and perform other legal function assigned by the governor. Only a person qualified to the High Court judge is eligible for the post. He or she takes part in proceeding of a state legislature but does not have right to vote. Civil Services Officers. All the major decisions are made by the members, are executed by the officers appointed through Indian Administrative Service or the State Public Service Commission. The Chief Secretary heads this civil service in the state. Now we will read about the public opinion. As we are living in a democratic country, media plays an important role in educating people and creating public opinion. Students, the public also has a right to organize, protest, rallies and signature campaign to voice their grievance like increasing crime, corruption, unhygienic condition, cruelty, people infrastructures, price rise, etc. Public action put pressure on the government to take corrective measure and keeps a check on the government. Now we will further read about the public conferences. Public conference is a gathering of journalists from the media invited to hear about and ask questions on a particular issue and expected to report on this to the common man. Usually, press conferences are organized by the government or political parties to put forward their agenda and policies. This helps government to launch a scheme or any party to declare their manifesto and communicate their future plan to the masses. Not only does the government or a political party benefit from the press conferences, but also the general public sometimes gets an opportunity to express their views to government policies. Students, people can demand action from government through these conferences, organized by mass media like radio, television, and newspaper. Now this is the end of your chapter. Just remember, you have to watch both the modules for complete knowledge of this chapter. Thank you.